So the last video, or a couple videos ago, depending on what order these all fall in, we were rebuilding or helping upgrade Nessa's computer so her and Nate can stream a little bit more often. Today we're going to do that one up. We're going to put some things in a different case. We're going to transplant some of their parts into this. And yeah, we're going to have them, give them a little bit better setup. We're going to start that with a Zalman case. I got this because it was inexpensive and it would fit this full-size ATX motherboard that I didn't realize I ordered, but, well, I knew I ordered the motherboard, just didn't realize it was a full-size ATX. But that's okay, this is still a mid-tower case, not too big, and it will fit this. We got a power spec 650 watt power supply. It is semi-modular, so right now I just have, the basic stuff plugged in here for a video card and, of course, power. And we're going to add a couple things to that, but that's also going to involve breaking down a different rig. Now, the other system I alluded to was Danny Double D. You guys might know, or I've seen on the channel before, that Danny Double D is my lightweight. It's my small form factor that I take on the road with me, especially when I go to my sister's house or somewhere else. It's easier to take than my whole system, and I've got most of the stuff set up on it. That had a Ryzen 5 5600G in it. We've taken that 5600G out, and we've actually, in essence, given them an upgrade from the 4600G that they had in the other HP system. We're now going to put this 5600G in their system, and we've got a little bonus along the side. Of course, they don't know about this part, but they really don't know about the other part either. So this is all tested and ready to go ahead and button up and give to Nate and Nessa. A couple things to go over real quick. That's a Ryzen 5 5600G that's below the fan there. I did go ahead and put the bigger cooler on it. I think it's the Wraith instead of the Spire, or the Spire instead of the Wraith. I don't remember which one. But I put the little bit thicker one. They aren't going to need that, but that's okay. They've got it just in case. Some PNY Accelerate memory. It's running at 3200 megatransfers per second. This is an RX 580 2048, which means it's actually an RX 570. The only limitation there is that we are limited on the outputs. It's one of the refurbished cards. I don't mind letting them borrow that. I'll get my 1660 back so I can test that in the Optiplex stuff. There's one fan in the front, one fan in the back. When I was doing some testing, the CPU was staying right on the upper 40s, low 50s, which is fine. That's one reason why I did put the thicker cooler on there, because there's not a lot of fans. But this computer is just not going to see a lot of stress to begin with. Now, it might win a different video card, but for right now, it's not going to. So, let's go ahead and finish putting the panels on, get the cables together, and there's one other surprise that I'm going to give Nate and Nessa. They have no idea is coming. Well, first of all, they don't know this is coming. The only thing we have to do is go ahead and put their operating system in one of these slots. We're going to take the top slot. Even though it might be a little bit harder to get to, we're going to go ahead and do that one, because that's the one that should be linked to the CPU. And this is only going to be PCIe 3, but that's okay. It's plenty enough for what they need. They don't need fast speeds. And let's face it, PCIe 3.0 on an NVMe drive is pretty darn fast anyway. So that other part that somehow didn't make the final cut of the clip, I don't know exactly what happened there, but the other part that they didn't know about was the spare monitor. I went ahead and gave them another monitor. It's a 27-inch 1080p monitor setup that should do them just fine. Now they'll have two widescreen monitors. One of them is going to be a little bit smaller than the other one, but that's fine. They're able to set up OBS. They're able to set up their streaming on two wider screen monitors instead of a squarish type monitor and a larger one. They've got plenty of compute power with that 5600G. They've got a good video solution, at least for the time being, until they decide on what video card they want, with that RX 580 2048, basically an RX 570, which is solid. I mean, it was a workhorse for a long time. The 400 series and 500 series for AMD were amazing. So we've got that all set up, all ready for them to go. They've already done a couple of test streams, and actually they were streaming that same weekend. I did this on Sunday, and they were streaming later that Sunday night. So that all worked really, really well, and I'm glad that we did that. They were very surprised that I kept taking stuff out of the car. It's like, what are you doing? So I'm more than happy to do it. I love Nessa and Nate. They're amazing friends. I've given a plug for them before, streaming on that Purple channel. I'll do it again down in the description below. please go follow them. Nessa has been a dear friend for a very, very long time, and they're just good people. And we need that in our lives, don't we? We need good people in our lives. So if you liked the video at all, or you found it helpful, or thought it was really cool, or just something nice to see or do, or see or do or have or tell, or whatever the deal may be, go ahead and throw a like on it. If you don't mind, hit me up on the other socials. But if you don't do any of that stuff, just do me one favor, and that's be good to each other. It doesn't have to do with rebuilding a computer or anything like that. You can just say hi or smile or wave or hold the door open or something. It costs nothing to be kind, but it could make a huge difference in somebody's day. And we probably all need a little of that, don't we? And think how you would feel if you knew that you made a difference in somebody's day. You might not ever know, but what if you knew you made a difference in somebody's day? Wouldn't that make your day a little bit better too? Anyway, that's all I've got for right now. So until I've got myself into something I got no business getting into, Danny Double D is next. I'm doing testing with the Optiplex. That you can't see it. My server's behind me, but the Optiplex, doing some other video card testing out that 7700, that the i7 7700. There is plenty of stuff I got no business getting into. But until I get around to that, that's all I got for right now. So I'll see you later.